Welcome to a really special segment of the Cat Shack Show where we have special guest Wolfdozer. And this time I think I'm going to turn the segment over to my husband and let him introduce the band, and we'll go from there.
That's right. Anyways, guys, I'm so happy you're here. Wolfdozer, we got Jesse, we got Owen, we got Randy. I can't remember your name.
Luke.
Luke.
My real name's Justin, though.
That's my name.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know my real name, except for him.
Yeah, he says it, and I'm like, who?
It's fun, dude.
I'm like, that's not what he is on Facebook.
Oh, especially, like, if you're in the right place, you'll hear at least 4 versions of my name at the same time, and everybody's confused. It's great. I love it. It's fucking fun. So, okay, dude, you guys are... I know you guys, obviously. We've jammed together. As a matter of fact, I think it's pretty... It's not just ironic, but super fucking cool. As we were just discussing earlier on that poster over there for Barn Burner. So, Jesse...
Justin.
Jesse's his brother. Jesse's his brother.
Oh, that's where I was like, where the hell did he get that?
Yeah.
Just roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Justin's...
We're totally going to give you shit for
Yeah,
that.
that's your new name.
From Bacon Bad, bitch.
No. It's
Damn
from
it, Jesse. Shut up.
Uncle Jesse. Uncle Jesse. Yeah.
Justin the Rippers.
So Justin used to host this real badass metal show, festival, and he did it for several years. And the cool / ironic part is, like, back in the day, my old band Reckless Inc. played, as well as Randy and Owen's band Kinetic Damage. So, but now fast forward to now, here we are. You guys have got your own band together, and here I'm interviewing you. Dude, those were some great days. I loved playing Barn Burner. Okay, Barn Burner's badass. We got more coming.
I'm hoping to bring it back this year.
Okay.
That's the thought of it. We're going to try to move some stuff around, see if we can bring it back. It'll be a different weekend than it used to be, but I'm hoping to bring it back.
Now, where is Barn Burner actually performed or played at?
We do it at our farm west or east of Peatone.
Okay.
We clean out the barn, clean out the yard, and we set up a 2-tier stage, full PA system, full lights. We bring food trucks out and just
All day thing?
All day thing. I think the biggest year we had 9 bands playing.
Oh, damn, that's pretty good.
Everything from, I think we had one country band. You guys were more like rockabilly. And then from there it went to death metal, to stoner metal, to metalcore.
I'll never forget the first year we played. My number one thing, because I went to the place a day or two prior as they were setting up, I was like, and I saw the 2 gooseneck trailers. One was taller than the other. I go, can I ride my bike up on this stage? Let me get my motorcycle up on this stage.
And the only reason why we didn't, because we used my gooseneck trailer at the time the deck was rotten on it.
I actually fell through it.
No shit.
We had got plywood to put over it before the show, but I think you fell through it. I had fell through it setting stuff up.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need to get some plywood on this before people start standing on here.
Well, that would be something to see, because I remember you've said several times and spoke about it, and I'm like, well, I'll be game for the country. This is all new, really, to me for heavy metal, because I'm like, that's not my area, but I'm definitely think it's really cool to, listen to how you guys got started. And
I want to touch a little bit on, okay, you guys have you played Game On, you played Top Fuel Saloon, what's the other, you played the Kankakee Estival Festival, and Phyllis's Musical Inn.
Yep.
you guys
Give
were
me
busy.
first of all, I looked up a little bit. Phyllis's Musical Inn, according to online, has not changed anything since it opened in the 50s.
Oh, yeah.
How was that place?
It was cool. It had a vibe about it. And solid crowd coming through the whole time. I mean, they have the regulars. If it's not their cup of tea with the music, they'll have their drink and move on, or they'll stay and check out some new music. I mean,
right on.
Yeah, it's one of those it's like a staple for the neighborhood. You know, a lot of locals that I talk to, they would come in. They come in, they just check out whatever, especially when they hear a new name.
Yeah.
Because I guess they have a lot of repeating acts and stuff, but they have music there every single night. Monday through Friday.
Would you compare it to like a Looney Bin?
If Looney Bin played more like blues and jazz.
I think if Looney Bin, now what it is at this state, had music more often, there's kind of that feel there, just with the stuff on the wall and all the memorabilia, and you could just see the history of the place. It definitely had that kind of a feel to it.
Yeah, it's cool murals.
For sure. That's the first thing I noticed was the
50s.
paintings on the
It
wall.
was just random. They had a fish tank in there that had fish in the damn thing.
yeah. Nice.
From the state. Like,
How many were dead?
none. I was looking.
I thought there's got to be one.
Hang in there, little buddies.
Yeah. Sorry, it's about to get loud.
Yeah. Somebody got a blanket we could put over this?
So, okay, let's take one step back because we got a little bit carried away. I do that from time to time. You know me. Let's talk about you. Okay, I know because you guys and I jammed a little bit, and I remember back when you guys wanted, you were gung-ho. You were real gung-ho. I guess paths, we weren't kind of on the same paths, and that's cool. That's fucking cool. Justin came in the mix. You came in the mix. Give us a breakdown or a rundown of how you...
Randy got the best.
I got a really cool story about how this guy come in the band.
All right. Oh, this is going to be
Me
fun.
and my lady were at the antique mall shopping for antiques. Me and Randy had a little jam going. We were trying to find a bass player. I see this guy at the antique mall. I'm like, hey, man. Barn burner. Yeah, what's up, dude? I thought this guy played drums. I had no idea he played bass.
He plays drums in his sleep with crayons.
So he tells
the
me,
steering wheel of the car.
he plays bass. I'm like, you know what? Get a hold of us.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where that come from.
Okay.
Yep. It was funny because, we met Justin playing our first show in Peatone
Right.
at Game On with Epic, and then he come and followed us outside. He was like, you guys got to play my party. We're like, what party? He's like, the Barn Burner. So we played that 2 years, and then Justin gets on with us, and it was kind of odd because we hadn't really played much. But Justin's kind of almost like a fanboy. He's like, can we please play Albatross? I loved when you guys covered that. And I'm like, dude, we're nobody. Like, what the hell are you talking about, So that's how we got Justin.
Now, where did the name Wolfdozer come from?
Oh, I got this.
Wow.
I know where this came from. What's his name?
See, does he get it?
The Doomdozer, or what was it? The guy that...
The Killdozer?
Killdozer.
Yeah.
It's actually not.
Oh.
Killdozer had nothing to do with
No,
it?
I was actually telling somebody the story yesterday at work. Owen is like a fabricator kind of a guy.
Right.
And he just sends this picture of a sheet metal wolf's head on tracks. He goes, what the hell is this thing? It's like a Wolfdozer.
They took a tractor and they
Just
fabbed it out.
to look like a wolf.
And the whole nose of the tractor was a big wolf head.
I have seen that.
And he was like, what the hell is this thing? A Wolfdozer? And I'm like, hey.
Stuck.
That's
That's
not bad.
badass.
So he
Okay.
put that one in the name bank.
Yeah, right.
There was hundreds of names we were kicking around.
Oh, man.
That we all submitted different things. We started a Facebook group chat.
Right.
And it took us a little while.
We
was a
stayed
year.
off of having a band name
We
until
had-
we got a singer so everybody could be on the same page.
It started to be like
That's why you have two flyers that have our band with two different damn names.
Yeah, right.
We weren't trying to do that again.
the whole band name extravaganza. Trying to find one turned out to be like a joke.
It's fucking rough, man.
It's either you come up with one and it's taken, everybody's got to like the
We
damn
just
thing.
we had fun with it though. We had fun with it. This guy come up with one and laughed my ass off for hours. He was chicken skin duffel bag.
And it's not a bad one. I liked it.
I'll tell you what, when we were coming up with the name back in the day, I was fucking around. I go, what was it? Conjugal dysentery featuring the electric panty swindlers. They were like, what is wrong with you? I don't know.
It's definitely not.
Well,
easy.
sometimes you just throw dumb ones out there just to keep the thread going.
Yeah, exactly,
Leave us
right.
hit and run.
But dude, I know it can be like agonizing. It's like, dude, just stop putting so much emphasis on what the band name is.
So
And
when
just,
you come up with
let's
that-
just fucking like make some good music. And you guys have some killer music.
we were doing, and it was one of those things where like
The name has to suit the music too.
Yeah.
Some are a little bit more like, hey, that sounds
Yes.
a little bit heavier, more so than we are. We have a certain vibe about us, so it's gotta
Right.
fit.
Right. Well, not only that, and the way I see it is, not only does it have to fit the music, it's got to fit your personalities, your personas, but also what I think kind of a lot of people maybe don't think of is how marketable is it? You know what I mean?
is it long? Is it 5 words? Is it 1 word?
What could
Yeah.
the artwork look like?
Yeah.
Which, you know,
We're in the
he's
middle
got
of dealing
ideas,
with
he's
that,
got
too.
ideas, and we're in the middle of kind of
Trying to get everything
get some more
together.
stuff out there.
So originally, because we basically came down to each of us picked our like top 5 out of the hundreds of names we were throwing around, even goofy ones, whatever.
What was your top 5?
There. I don't really remember. I mean, I
Yeah,
probably look back
I
at
remember
the thread,
stacking
but-
traders.
Stacking
So,
traders
so we all
lasted for a
decided.
minute.
That's what I was getting at. We all decided that Stacking Traders was a pretty badass name, and we liked it. And then, you know, we were that. For
I don't like it.
We were that for like 2 weeks, I think. We were Stacking Traders, and you know, I heard mixed reviews from people. People are like, "Oh, I don't get it."
We're like, we'll sleep on it. We'll sleep
Yeah.
on it. We'll see if it fits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Try
And
it
then
on. Pair of
would
shoes.
come to practice one day, and we're like, I was like, guys, I don't know. I was like, you know, it reminds me of like we're some fucking rebel flag flying, you know, idiots. Really, it's like
Yeah.
the way I felt about it because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, we're stacking traitors, you know, and it's that's just not us, you know what I mean? And it's
No.
like. Traitors of what? And then we're trying to make it work, and we all agree. We're like, no, let's start over. So we went back to the drawing board. We each picked the top 5, and the one name that was consistent on the top 5 was Wolfdozer. So we're like, well, how about it, guys? We all, you know, it might not be our number 1. I think it was my number 5.
Yeah.
But it was still there, and it was on the top 5, and everybody had it in different positions. But we're like, fuck it, sounds cool. You know, let's do it. And we're like, what is Wolfdozer?
My thing was, is if you
really don't
Fred
have-
I feel like
or
it's just about the
somebody,
music.
Right.
Hey, I'm in this band. We're called Wolfdozer. Is that a name you're proud to tell people, or you're like,
That too.
I hate
Good
the name.
point.
Yeah.
Good
'Cause
point.
I want everybody to be proud of it, not be like have resentment.
Right.
Even, like agree with it. Like 3 out of the 4 liked it, and he's still like,
2 months down the road.
we're
Fuck
fucking
that shit.
Wolfdozer. I didn't
We ain't
want
playing
it.
that.
You know what sticks in my mind so stupidly is I know I've watched it several times just because how much of a fan I am. Is the movie The Dirt about Motley Crue,
Oh,
and what always sticks in my mind is Mick Mars' character in there. He goes, "Stupid band name, stupid band."
I think
Shitty band. No, he said
a lot of
stupid
bands,
band name,
yeah.
shitty band. So I'm like, fuck. So that's like a worm in my head. I'm like, fuck, god damn, fuck.
No, it's true. We thought about that too. Like how easily could people make fun of the band name? When
Yeah,
you say,
exactly.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, does it rhyme with anything?
Yeah,
You know, like you go through, and then you test it out. You tell your friends, but like, I don't know. We're trying to find a band name. Here's my top 5. You know, you see what people like, and
Yeah.
I've heard people be like, "Wolfdozer's fucking stupid." I'm like, "Wow, fuck you." You know,
Yeah.
we like it. That's our name. You know, and
You're
then
not
I've
going
had
to please
people-
everyone.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. People will figure out a way to make fun of anything. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
people
exactly.
do, right? But at the same
Exactly.
time, it was
Especially
like
if
that
they're
certain
rival
band name
bands.
when we walked in, and Owen's like, "I just called them this," and it was like just a simple twist on their name, and it's like, man, they really left that out in the open, you know?
Yeah, right.
So it's like, you know,
So-
you don't want to make it obvious to mess with your name either.
No shit.
Right.
So tell us, what is Wolfdozer?
That's
I mean, I know.
Well, you know, I think it came from that image, like you were saying, and then we all thought it sounded fucking awesome. Because I mean, why do you call it a bulldozer, right? Because that's what bulls do, blah blah.
Right, right.
Wolfdozer. I mean, if it were real, if there was such thing as a fucking wolfdozer, it'd be a machine that fucking attacked like a bulldozer, but with sharp teeth and meaner.
Yeah,
I
right.
actually have a koozie that says that. That's what wolfdozer
Nice,
is.
I like it.
Yeah.
You know,
A friend of
I
mine made it for me, but that's the best way I can explain it.
so you're the only one out of the 4 of you that obviously, like I said, I know these guys.
Yeah, I have no idea who you guys are.
I don't know who I am either.
They brought me here.
I feel like you're just going
I
to
saw
this
the
place.
camera. I didn't know how kinky it was gonna get. I mean, I don't fucking know where I'm at right now.
Oh, trust me, shaking your side was real quick.
Funny,
Yeah. I heard some banjos on the way in.
Speaking of music, I hear you play harmonica.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, in the band too.
And did you
Which
bring that
is-
harmonica with? All right.
Well, no, I mean it's not. You know, it's like fucking Owen could be like, I play the saxophone, but not
I used to.
Yeah, you should make it metal. That's what I did.
So the first time I
we
saw you guys play as Wolfdozer, I remember I got there a little bit early, and I was helping F and Epic carry some shit in.
That's the Bible for me.
Can I open it?
Yeah.
Sorry, keep talking. I'm gonna.
And
I didn't mean to.
I was walking in and out. I remember seeing you sitting at one of the tables there. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He's sitting there.
My
This is weird and shit.
It's I wear.
Yeah, he had his suspenders on.
Suspenders,
And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy, man?
It's an everyday.
And then he gets up on stage with that. I'm like, oh, he's a singer. All right, cool.
Right.
And then he opened his mouth and started singing. I'm like, oh, goddamn. Okay, all right. This is pretty goddamn good. And then he pulls out a harmonica. Like, this son of a bitch pulled out a harmonica in the metal
This
show.
motherfucker. This goddamn
Holy
suspenders.
shit, man.
And I almost thought about making it a theme, because ever since I talked to you about that, after the show, you came up, I think it was you,
Yeah.
you came up to me like, you're a sleeper.
Yes,
I'm like,
that's
that's
exactly what I
probably the
said.
coolest compliment. I'm like, I don't look like I can do it, but I can do it, And, I've been a vocalist my whole life, since I think I was singing before I could talk.
Yeah.
And music's just been a huge part of my soul. And any instrument I've ever fucking touched, I could fucking play almost instantly without learning how. It's just, it was always a thing for me. And I was, people even said, like, what are you going to be when you grow up? I'm like, a vocalist? Like, a singer. When I was a little kid, I'm like, I'm going to be a singer because that's just what I know best.
That's badass.
Now, did you know what area you were kind of wanting to get into?
Oh, yeah, and it was not metal.
Oh, really?
I grew up singing, I love Roy Orbison. I mean,
My
that
man.
man can fucking belt it. I grew up with that. I grew up with, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love that shit. My dad loved it, so I loved it, that kind of thing. So I started learning how to play guitar. And, along with playing guitar, I was like, well, I have to learn how to sing and play guitar at the same time. So
Yeah, that's
I
tough.
heard that's pretty hard.
years, it's not bad. But for years, I did the whole singer-songwriter thing. Like, I would play solo shows and, in coffee shops. Wherever I can anybody let me set up a guitar. I think when I first came to Mantino was in the year between 7th grade and 8th grade. And that
Let's go back.
Yeah, and that summer in Mantino, I didn't know anybody, right? And I just decided to grab a blanket, like it looked like an old Mexican horse blanket, and my guitar, and piece of shit acoustic guitar, and I would drag it up to Main Street and just sit there and play. And next thing you know, I got people coming by, skaters, fucking coming out to skate, and it's just started this thing.
Yeah.
And I probably fucking saw Owen up there,
That's where I met this guy. We grew up together.
You were throwing change at him thinking he was poor?
Oh no!
I got on the phone though. I was like, hey, I know this guy. I hit him up. He doesn't really do metal, but
That's where he come from.
Yeah.
We were looking for a vocalist. Couldn't really find one. I mean, we had a couple good, promising prospects, but
Yeah.
It was a year after I joined the band till we finally got him.
yeah, it took a while. And then I don't know. I hit this guy up. He didn't want to come out.
Well, I was all about it. I'm like,
He was all like, "Fuck that
So
shit."
back in the early 2000s, I think it was 21 through 22 or something. I joined the band Chaos Rising. I don't know if you guys remember. Chaos was pretty big in Kankakee at the time. We played Milwaukee Metal Fest, all kinds of shit, and we're signed. This is before I joined the band. They were signed out of California, Jet Speed Records.
Oh, wow, okay.
So they were kind of big. They were kind of a big deal. Anyways, I was a hang-around basically for the band. I told him one day, I was like, I can get some equipment and put like background shit into the music. Mm-hmm. And so I like a sampler. Casey, the lead singer, Casey Loving, he's like, yeah, man, Luke could just go pew 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 pew. That's how I always described what I did. I'm like, this is a dick, but
Extremely technical.
No, I didn't care, but and what he really wanted me to do was backup vocals, because there's a lot of things on their first album where he's singing and he's screaming, but then there's also like other shit going on underneath it.
Yeah.
And a scream will last while he starts the next verse or something, and he can't do that live. So he brought me into the fold. Now it was metal, like really heavy fucking metal. And that was kind of my first introduction to really heavy fucking metal. Like, I like Sepultura, Pantera. I liked those bands, but I was really more into, industrial bands, KMFDM and fucking Nine Inch Nails. Acid Bath. I was huge into Acid Bath. Dax Riggs, my hero, But other than that, like, that was I had a limited metal background. I'm like, all right, I'll sing metal. Like, I'll learn how to do whatever you do, So,
Well, you must be doing something good because you're still here.
yeah, well, he taught me how to fucking scream and stuff like that, like, and then do I had to, like, mimic him. So I had to, like, do whatever he did. And,
I'm trying to learn how to scream, but with where I'm at now, it's like, I think I just need her to piss me off. And it's like, oh, we got this car now!
I'm going into the fucking studio, bitch! I'm ready! Yeah. But no, and that's where I got I learned how to fucking, be a metal vocalist, but I was never the front man. He was the front man.
Yeah.
He made that very clear several times. And, but I sang backup vocals, and I did 505 stuff, so like I would put samples of movies and shit like that into our live shows.
Okay, yeah.
And that was cool. Like, I would do air raid sirens, all kinds of cool shit, and it really got people fucking pumped up and going, And eventually I want to do that with this band, too. And it's just, we're kind of easing into it. Like, any changes that we have, we're going to make sure everything works first and, take it slow. We're not going to jump into it.
Now, how long have you guys all been a group now, together right now?
It's like a year, a little over a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty new.
Yeah, time flew like nothing.
You guys are pretty new, and I don't mean that I don't mean it in an insulting way. I hope you know that, but
Wolfdozer's new, but we're all old souls.
Right.
we all have been around. These guys actually, it's Randy and Owen. They had their own little fucking, what was that called? Out of Pocket?
Out of pocket.
Well, our other kind of bands were fizzling out, and I got to the point if I was coming up with an idea for something, I just didn't show everybody no more.
yeah, right.
But I bounce it off of him
But you
first.
save it for
so
Owen, yeah.
So if everybody else canceled practice, I was like, dude, I still need a release for this week. Can we still jam for like an hour?
Yeah.
So I'm like, actually,
It's my therapy.
I got
man.
this thing.
Oh, yeah, Owen
I
loves
kind
drum.
of was working on it. I'd fire it over to him, just like a minute little sample of it. And he's like, all right, cool. And then we just started kind of coming up with stuff outside of our last project.
Yeah.
And then so we had fresh stuff when we got other musicians to play with. Because, like Justin had a catalog to kind of learn when Lucas does. Like,
So how many years did you... Sorry.
Go ahead.
How many years did you guys do that? Because I'm thinking about it now. It's like, how many years did you guys doing that?
Just me and him was just a couple.
From the beginning of your guys'
well, so Owen and I have been
relationship.
jamming for what? It's like, we just
Dude,
talked about Phyllis and we were drinking.
yeah.
It was like 6.
Yeah, no.
6. Our kid. How old's our kids? Because
It's
they're only
been-
like a
dude.
few months apart.
Dude.
Like 7 years.
Is it right when you had your kids?
It's been almost 9 years.
No, we both. It was like the weirdest damn thing. Like he was like, "Dude, yeah, we got a kid on the way." I was like, and then I was like, "So do we." And I was like, and then we found out we're both having girls. We didn't tell each other the names
Get fucked up.
because we didn't want to do that whole thing.
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, man, my daughter Kinley was just born, and a few months later, my daughter Kinsley."
Oh, no shit.
And we didn't tell each because as soon as she told me her name, I was like, "Bud, I'm just gonna tell you this is our name, and we obviously never even talked. You didn't play off of yours. Like
No.
it's not a thing." And he was
It's totally separate.
so, and sometimes
funny.
the kids will come to practice while we're jamming. The kids will go outside and play, or
I was going to say it's got to be a little bit completely different from when, we're younger in our 20s, 30s versus now. And
Not that we don't, we're not dealing with family. We love our family.
right, but
Whatever, I
working
know.
around everyone's schedule with kids and stuff like
I
that,
try to get away from mine as much as I can.
and the wife too.
Everybody's got to have their alone time.
So, do you guys try to keep it like a certain amount of shows per month, or
things
is it just when things pop up?
In a way.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of trying to allude to was, you guys, you're pretty new, but you guys are fucking kicking ass right now. Like I said, you did those, and I just saw you guys have another show come up in, March?
March 7th, Piatone Bowl with F and Epic and New Species.
Oh, that's at the, I thought it was a Game On again.
That's at Piatone Bowl.
That's Friday, March 7th. Tone Bowl. No, it's really cool. They're putting a stage over the fucking lanes.
Get the
cool
fuck
is that?
outta here.
Yeah, we
Wow.
can play where no one else is allowed to go.
Well, we are definitely showing up for that one.
We got something special lined up for that. I don't know if
Yeah.
we should tell you. Probably not. You just have to come fucking see it.
There you go.
Really cool.
There you go.
No.
Dude, I love surprises. I love doing stunts on stage myself.
Piatone, Illinois, the Piatone Bowl.
March
We gotta get it
7th.
out there.
Ain't nothing wrong with some shit.
Hey man, people
No,
are
Justin
forgetful.
did some work and got that one
Yeah.
taken care of.
Good
And,
deal.
the Top Fuel gig, anybody that follows that or Freak on Facebook, when he help wanted when they need a band.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of saw it, but nobody messaged it. No one's like,
Excuse me.
F it, I'm going to message him.
I sure did too. I
And
jumped
then,
all
so
over it.
he's like, hey, I'm sure you guys got it filled. There was like 70 comments on the thing, and he's like, no, I don't.
No shit. Yeah, because I see it come up a lot too. I see it come up a lot too, and I go,
That was us. That was us in our last couple bands. Like, we weren't always ready to just go out and play.
And that's another thing too. Is we for the first year that we were together almost. Because when did we do our first show there at Game
April.
On?
It was like mid-April.
Yeah.
April.
Okay.
And then it was all the way till we played Top Fuel was our next show.
Yeah,
And
that was September
like,
8th, because it was the day after my birthday.
okay.
And then the Estival Festival was like September 16th.
Walk us through the Estival Festival, because that is actually not a lot of people outside of, I'm going to just throw in a dart at the wall here, call it a 50-mile radius, know of it nor understand what it is.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I didn't. Either.
It's put on by Surika, and they, alongside with, they do like a lot of stuff. They do like Teen Talent Takeover.
Yeah.
And after they did the first Estival Festival, I went to it because they do local. It's all relative to Kankakee County. And they've kind of branched out, I think, in the past year to surrounding counties, but it's only Kankakee local artists, talent, food vendors. And the first year I went to it, our daughter actually had a vending booth, and I was watching and it's all genres of music. So you can go there and see, it's 2 stages going. It's amazing what these guys put on. It really is. And
Stage is awesome. Sound is.
I was like, man, I really love my band to play that sometime. And, I follow them and their pages on Facebook and then some of their individuals on Facebook. And so as soon as they were doing their talent submissions and, to try to get us on there, I was like, guys, we have to send them, our info or something.
Yeah, right.
And,
Did we send them a demo?
I sent them to our page for the
so
tidbits we
listen.
had in there.
Well, that's the way it's done these days. In all honesty, it's crazy because, in my mind, I kind of am still back in maybe, I'll say,
The 60s?
Back in the demo
60s
submissions.
to the 80s,
Wow,
you know
you
what I'm
got
saying?
more gray than he does.
But no shit. Like for me, it's like okay, let's record this thing, and for me, it's like you beat feet and go door to door, and
That's how it used to be.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
did
It's not
that.
how it is anymore.
Forever in the beginning of
Yeah, you got what you need to do
We've
is
done like I don't know how many places.
5 or 6 different places.
We were going to places trying to book a show, and it's just like, yeah, we'll call you back, and then the phone never rings.
never.
No,
Yeah.
But then we call them and we harass them. Like we
You show up when you're new, nobody's heard you, so they're like, you're
Right.
not under your belt either,
Right.
And I think the harder part too is it's metal.
what you have to do is
big
now nowadays. What you got to do is you have to have a EPK, I think is what it's called, electronic package. Shit, I can't remember what it
Sure.
stands for. It's an EPK.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Essentially what it is it's a website URL that takes you to a page that it's got your pictures, it's got some kind of recording, some kind of video, it's got a bio and all that shit. Like that's how it's done these days.
So we're
Email,
LinkedIn,
your
but for
contact
metal
info.
bands, or for bands.
Basically, for music, yeah, exactly.
Now, why do you think, now I'm going to interrupt you for a minute, why do you think metal is a hard sell? Like you were saying, like,
Because
People
sorry.
just don't get it. Because I hear it at work sometimes. Some people just don't get it. They can appreciate the skill it might take to play it, but they're just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's all that raw scream music.
I
I'm
hear
like,
that a lot, yeah.
it is, but it isn't. What they don't realize is there's a million subgenres in metal.
Oh my God, it's
fuck.
stupid.
So I'm trying to be like, yeah, but our singer doesn't just scream. He actually has a very good singing voice. And then when
Right.
like the guy plays harmonica, they're like, okay, wait, what? It's not that we're the first band to do that, obviously, but
Right.
it's not just we're not out there just playing this stuff you can't understand. you
that's
know?
why,
Right,
because like
yeah.
when we were talking about having you guys on the show, so then I started listening to some, and like I said, for me, I'm trying to keep an open mind with metal, and then I heard you play the harmonica. I think, what was it? The song, is it Homegrown?
Down home.
Down
Or
home.
Down Home?
She
Okay.
almost knows that song, man.
And I listened to that, and I was like, okay, so then I started getting a little bit more open to it.
How many songs do you guys have original songs written?
Well,
That's a loaded question.
That is a loaded
time for this. It's going to take a
How
while.
many we got in the works? How many?
First of all, Out of Pocket here, these two. This is their name. This is a sub band within the band. Because they told the story. They would go through so many different people, but it was always them two. And
Right.
they called themselves, Out of Pocket. It was kind of a joke between them. But anyways, that's how I kind of refer to their old songs, because they came up with so many fucking tunes. And they kept a lot, like you said, you kept a lot to yourself because you don't want to share.
Randy has a never-ending catalog of. Well, check this riff out.
There's a riff,
Randy.
yeah.
Let's check this riff out.
It's Randy the
Let's
riff
check this
man.
riff out. I'm
No,
like,
it is. This
holy
is
shit!
I've kept all these riffs with me because I was really never in a band in high school or nothing, but I'd play all the time in my room. So if I
Yeah.
liked them enough, I just would keep them in my mind, and then
Right,
maybe
right.
my buddies would come over or whatever, and then I'd maybe try them out. And, hey, what do you guys like this, or does this sound too much like so and so, or what? And then so
Yeah, 'cause you don't want to sound like other people.
Not too much. So it was like I just kind of kept some, and then I got a little bit older, and then I couldn't find a drummer. Couldn't find a drummer. So then I just bought a drum set because I figured it was like Field of Dreams. Yeah, our jam spot, you saw it. Those drums are, I own them, but Owen plays them.
Yeah.
He upkeeps them. He's like, hey, I broke a cymbal, I'll bring you a cymbal. I'm like, whatever. I paid $100 for that drum set when I was hungover.
His double bass pedal took a shit.
Yeah, so there's other local drummers that come to my after hours parties, so that's how I could try some riffs out too. So I was able to be like, all right, people like this people like this one. So then by the time me and Owen got to jam, it was like, all right, here's what I got. And Owen's like, damn, that's like, you got like whole songs. I'm like, kinda. They usually just need, so like, we could show it to Lucas, and Lucas is like, cool, I got lyrics for that. Do this part this many times longer, or shorten this up, and he'll kind of help us arrange it, because they're usually just kind of whatever. And then so we're able to knock him out very quickly, because he's got a library of lyrics and pages.
Yeah,
I wish I did.
And then we've already got songs that maybe worked with our other bands a little, so then we'll just make them better. Where we have stuff with the other bands that never saw the light of day, so we're like, all right, well.
No.
So that being said, we haven't even talked about. Now I kind of know where you guys were gearing towards, and that was kind of like a clutch feel.
Still kind of there.
So let's talk about your sound.
I think it's a pretty even mix of the members that are sitting here today.
Pretty much.
Except
All
for
of us
Jesse.
we all
don't-
kind of
we
have
don't
like
allow
the
him
same
to-
bands we like, and then we all branch off to what we listen to.
Yeah.
I think that's where our sound really comes in at.
Now, have you always played bass?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, tried playing guitar when I was a kid. Like everyone wanted to be Eddie Van Halen.
Yeah.
And a buddy's cover band needed a bass player. I'm like, I'll try it, and I'm like, this is way easier with 4 strings than 6.
Gold star bassist right here.
And I just stayed with that. I played in a cover band when I was like 14 for a couple of years, and then nothing else I ever put together came out of a basement. And found this guy at an antique store.
There you go, and the rest is history.
Owen's like, hey, remember the guy put on the barn burner? I ran into with the damn Indian Oaks Antique Mall. He wants to come out. And I'm like, oh, that's right, he does play bass. And we've been friends with him this whole time on Facebook saying we need a bass player. He's never thought to reply.
But I don't think you guys ever put a post you were looking for one because you had just
Oh,
got rid of.
Dude, we
could
did. We
be
absolutely did. No, we did.
Did we?
We absolutely
probably did.
Oh, I can't.
You just
read that.
did.
I know we were doing that when we were looking for a singer.
Yeah.
And then finally Owen's just like, hey, I got this guy I know from when I was younger. And then here's Lucas now.
Yeah. Because we went to school together.
Yeah.
We found him on the street corner.
Yeah, and like I said, he told me about it, and I was like, well, here we go again. Do I want to, I really have been wanting to join a band for a long time, and, it's a huge part of my life that I've kind of been neglecting, but I've always, written songs, and I started to do, my neighbor, he's got a recording studio right next to me, so he's a sound
That's
engineer.
awesome.
I'm like, this is awesome. I just bought this house, and I've got a fucking studio next door.
There you
so
go.
I go over there and I started recording my own solo album, and I realized I'm not as good as I thought I fucking was. You know what I mean? Because he's
At some point, I think we all have to
Yeah,
realize
well,
that,
when
and I'm going to put the emphasis on the words "have to realize that."
No, you have to realize that, because if you don't grow. You don't move past it. You don't fix your issues. So I went in singer-songwriter. I'm like, I'm just going to jam, and he's going to hit record, and we're going to be fucking awesome, and I'm going to have a fucking album. That's, it's like running in your head. Then you get in there with all his songs and you're playing them. He goes, no, that sucked. I was like, really? After a while, I'm like, really? Play it back. It was awesome. God damn it! He goes, no. Here, before I played, he's like, here's what was wrong. Now I'm gonna play it so you can hear it. And he would play it back to me. I was like, oh God, no, that was horrible. And I was like, fuck. So we worked for a long time, and I'm still working with him on shit. He goes to Guatemala, 6 months out of the year. But anyhow, he
What's he bring back?
cigars and coffee.
I was gonna say coffee.
Yeah,
okay.
He brings back some really fresh,
Okay.
really good coffee.
He was actually at our first show.
No shit.
Yeah, he was Dan.
cool guy.
He was an older
I
guy.
talked to
He's
him
in
for
the
quite a while.
60s.
Super cool guy.
Yeah, and anyway, so that was kind of my thing, is I wanted to fucking join a band. And I was like, all right, here we go again, the kinky metal scene, because 20 years earlier, I was in Chaos, and I lived that life, and I was waking up outside of bars at fucking 7 in the morning going, where the fuck am I? You know what I mean? Like,
We've done that once or
you know
five
what I
times.
mean? You live that, you try to live the rock and roll lifestyle, and that's why I got out of the band. It's like, holy fuck, this is killing me.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up in this fucking this creek over here. And when he messaged me, I was like, all right, let's go. And then
He him-hoed about it. I was like,
did.
dude, just come to
it
one
was
fucking
fine.
practice.
It was fine.
Just
And
come
then
to
it
one
was-
fucking practice. I guarantee you'll be stuck.
I think it was like a week before, 2 weeks before we had scheduled, because he had scheduled like months out, and I was like, man, I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna be right for you guys. I don't even remember how to scream anymore. Like you know what I mean? That's literally what I told them. Like, I don't know how to do the vocals anymore, and I've been doing this other thing, and I've been singing and stuff, and I don't know if I'm gonna be what you want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's really what it came down to.
Usually when you're doing that or somebody's doing that, that's exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I showed up, and great guys, and got along.
Keep a
with
close eye on him, though.
immediately.
It's always the real quiet ones.
Well, with
Justin.
us, what's nice is there's like almost no egos that come
Well,
in
that's
the door
good.
when we go to rehearse.
Almost.
Well, we have to check them, and you have to just, and we don't. Well, it's not even that bad. Like, we're just cool.
And if somebody gets
Yeah.
like a little bit, like everybody else, will just like kind of
everybody's
like
pretty
screw
laid-
with them a little bit.
Right.
So
Everybody's pretty
it's
laid back.
laid back and
See, you know what? That's the thing. When it comes to being in a band, and this is what I treasured a lot about the band I was in at the beginning, was the brotherhood. And you become family. You do things together. Like, for example, you bring all your families together at like a cookout or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, there's that cohesion, and you're all on an equal plane. You got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as if someone wants to go astray with an ego, it's like, look, if that's what you want to do, it's what you got to do. You got to figure your shit out. But you got to stay true to each other. And I can see that with you guys. I know you guys. You're weird.
it's only weird when you make it weird.
Justin's all right.
Everybody's pretty laid back, though. Like, we don't have an ego issue.
Yeah, one of our unspoken rules really is like if one person don't like it, then nobody likes it, and we have to
Yeah.
work it out. And it's like if someone's got an idea, but like someone is like, nah, it's kind of retarded. Sorry to say the R word, but it's like
We usually somebody at least is, rather than just crapping on it, they're like, hey man, I don't like it because it's this vibe, and I don't know if I like
Gotcha.
that vibe personally. Or,
Right. We
do
hey, it
that every
sounds
day.
too much like this.
Yep.
Like, it's
kinda like a union.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there'll be times where if I
Yeah.
did, because sometimes I'm just riffing in front of everybody. I'm not showing something from the bank, and I won't be like, dude, that
Yeah,
sounds
right.
too much like this one. I'm like, fuck, he's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I'll just-
exactly.
Because if once it sounds like something, I don't even want to play it no more.
I'll never forget there was one time we were coming up, this was way back, we were coming up with a song, and I do mean coming up with a song. Someone started doing something, someone else joined, oh yeah, fuck yeah. And then he started joining in, grooving, fuck yeah. And I started coming in with like, a vocal melody off the top, fuck yeah. And Travis goes, all right, no, stop, everybody stop. And I shit you not, it was identical to Metallica's one of their songs from the Load or Reload album. And I was like, oh my God, it is. the shit of it was like it was all coming across organically.
Right.
It was building organically. There was a crazy thing about it, and that's our influences. You know, they will come out when you're in a band, in an original band, and you're writing music. Your influences will come out.
Absolutely.
It's inevitable.
Well,
So what? Aside from Clutch, speaking of influences, let me get some influences from each of you.
For me, it'd be like Iron Maiden, Red Fang, Clutch is a big one. A lot of like that '90s metal, the British wave metal that came in. I was a big fan of that. growing
Yeah.
up. And now that I've gotten older, it's a lot more like the stoner doom metal. I've been staying in a lot with that, and most of these guys got me into that, especially Acid Bath lately. I've been huge into them lately. And there's bands like Fu Manchu. Let me think. Fu Manchu, Caius, the older Queens of the Stone Age, Red Fang, all that, like the West Coast super stoner metal. I've been heavy into that
Okay.
lately.
oh, and what about you?
Oh man, I got a wide variety of
He's
everything
a
I
huge
listen
Rose Irish
to.
fan.
Are you here for a while? I mean, there's
Sepultura, Pantera, Slayer, the heavier stuff, the
Yeah.
medium stuff. But I like other stuff too. Or Acid Bath, like he fucking said. You know, and it goes beyond that. Because I like old school oldies. Fats
yeah.
Domino.
There we go.
You know, I mean, in even some
Hank
outlaw
Sr.
country.
Uh-huh.
Hank Sr., Hank
Waylon.
Jr., Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash. You know, I mean, but to
I'm a rambling man.
there is a wide variety of music that I like and I listen to. So to say where my influence comes from, it comes from everywhere, dude. Like,
Man, that's the way to be right there.
it comes from everywhere. And it's not just, I mean, because I like the blues, I like jazz, you know.
I'll tell you what, man, you cannot have you cannot have rock and roll. You cannot have metal without blues. You can't. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. You can't do it. It all derives
Started
from
it,
it.
rock came after, and metal came after that.
Yeah.
But like at a
It's all
younger
about the
age,
feeling.
at a younger age, Black Sabbath was a big influence.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, just it comes from all over. It's not just, but that's what I'm saying. It's not just metal.
See,
Yeah.
and that's what I kind of like hearing that, because in my mind, automatically, I'm like, okay, it's a metal band. It's probably all that they listen to half
No,
the time.
it's not.
No.
So I think it's refreshing to kind of get a different perspective and hear the different types of music you guys
That to
listen
me would be so freaking boring.
Oh, yeah.
That-
I remember just, in my younger years, my brother was always listening to Pantera and everything, blasted in the house, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this. It pisses me off. Everyone's like, that's the point.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get that anger out, and I'm like,
aggression.
ugh.
Machine Head.
Randy, what about you?
Well, I liked growing up, is Pink Floyd and The Doors and all that.
Hell yeah.
That's what I would start to learn first because my parents had to bear with listening to me practice and get better at guitar. But then metal-wise, I was the typical Pantera, Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth. That's all I was doing. And then I got a little bit more mature with it, and then it was more like Corrosion Conformity, Down, just a whole little bit different vibe. I got a little bit out of the thrash stuff, but you could still, some of my older stuff that I would resurrect, you could definitely, this dude was listening to Meshuggah back then, because listen to that
Jesus.
one, or, hey, that's more got like a Lamb of God feel to it, because that's where I was
Yeah,
at back then. But if a riff struck me, I always just kept it along with me.
Yeah.
On the days I would get to sit down and play my guitar, I would just run through all the stuff I'd be coming up with.
There's something about a riff when it's right and when it really kind of you don't just hear it, it just kind of goes through. You're like, man, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. Anybody can come up with a riff, man. Anybody can do that. But I mean, every great now and then you come up with one or you hear one, it's like, ooh, I feel that.
That's right.
And then last,
All I need is 3 chords and the truth.
there you go. And
Damn.
that's a
Quote
good
that shit
one.
in stone.
It's actually funny because sometimes, like while we're warming up and he's setting up, because we record every practice.
Yeah.
Which is key.
Yes.
Especially when he comes up with a new riff every practice.
Sometimes. But we'll be like jamming on something like maybe like Owen has this funny
That's what I was getting at. These
Metallica
guys.
clause. We're not supposed to play Metallica.
No,
Any Metallica.
I agree with you there,
Listen
buddy.
here, Metallica.
So we'll fuck around and play like a riff, and that's how we'll warm up, because he'll appease us, because he knows it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, though, even when it be Metallica or Sepultura, Lucas will be like, hey, is that your guys's? And we're like, fuck no, do you live under a rock? Like, that song came out
That's
in
what I'm saying.
95.
I
Like,
don't know half the
so he
shit
doesn't
they
always
do.
know what we're even playing, because he's not that in tune with
Like metal,
Just metal
during a certain
bands.
era when they were into metal, I was into, other shit, whatever, fucking.
Yeah, it's always kind of
different
funny.
bands.
So sometimes we're like showing him something that he's never heard before, and like for him being largely Acid Bath and Dax Riggs, that was only something I like dabbled in a little, and then I was like, with him coming on, I was like, I need to listen to these guys more often, because now I can see how his
You wanna
vocal
cover a
vibe
few.
is. And then some of the other bands I like are kind of from the same area as Acid Bath, so some of my vibe that I'm doing is very similar to that, so it works for what he's wanting to do.
Well, speaking of hearing a little bit, I was wondering if we and the viewers can hear a little bit from what you guys
At least
play.
a little bit of something. Yeah, let's give a taste.
What we got?
You guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
Barbershop Quartet.
Yeah, fucking.
God damn! I'll tell you what. Now what? Now wait a minute. Now before you say anything,
Yeah.
how does the vocal come in after that?
Immediately. Like with that song, it's like immediately
it
I
does.
have to go.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where my brain is shut off. Like I cannot think. If I think about it, I'll fuck all that.
Sometimes he gets lost in their moniker.
I get
A
that.
little longer than normal.
Oh yeah. Like we're going more around, guys.
Turn the shit back around.
That is awesome. I would never have expected that in a metal band, I have to say.
Like I said,
I love it.
I told him outside the bar the first time I seen these guys play. I go, man, you are a sleeper.
Yeah,
Like,
I love it.
First of all, them vocals, bad fucking ass. And then you pull the harmonica out of your ass. Holy shit! You gotta be kidding me.
So the secret behind that really is lube.
Oh, gotta have the loop.
Have you been hanging out with Diddy?
You can't just pull it out dry. It goes in it goes in with a little lube, comes out nicely with a little lube.
Now, if you were really talented, you'd sing and play it at the same time without pulling it out.
Yeah, right.
Oh, boy.
Microphone. But no, it's like with Down Home, the lyrics start immediately, and like I said, you have to shut off your brain.
Yeah.
If I think about it, then I'm like, oh, where am I? What the fuck am I singing? Like if I just fucking let it all flow and I focus on what they're playing, I'm fine.
It's, you feel the music. You feel the music.
You gotta feel it.
As long as you're moving with the music, man, it's going to go and it's going to do it. Let's check this out from Down Home, right?
Yeah.
Down Home? Let's listen to that.
Thank
Idiot.
But that's what's good with metal. You can throw banjos in it, harmonica in it, full symphonies.
Anything.
And with metal, it always.
Mike's. I want to get more into the lyrics of your music.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I want to know where the inspiration is.
He shows up like a businessman with a damn near briefcase full of pages from 20 years, and we'll
Writing
play.
lyrics.
Randy will play something. We'll start following along, and he's like, "Oh, wait a minute!" And he just flips through. He's like, "I got this. I wrote when I was in junior high."
That sounds kind of a little bit like him.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got bar napkins in there. Like anytime I sit down, I come up with a cool little limerick or lyric or something in my head that rhymes, or I picture it being really cool on stage. Like I have this like fantasy in my head where I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna write that down. And sometimes it's just one liner. Sometimes I'll take that one liner and try to make a whole song out of it, and the rest of the song is still shit. But it's like, oh, that one little hook is really fucking cool. I can't get rid of this. So I've stashed them all into this briefcase.
Now, do you guys all kind of work together with
Yeah,
the
how
lyrics,
does that
or
go?
do you create the lyric? How does that
Yes.
work?
They play, I sing.
Okay.
And that was very like,
Like play with.
you
fire.
do your job, I'll do mine.
Like play with fire.
I honestly prefer it that way
Yeah.
myself,
and
just
this
because
goes-
it's easier. Because that's his job. He writes, he sings. He knows
Yeah.
what it's gonna. He knows. He knows
Right.
how he can sing. He knows melodies. I have riffs. That's what I bring to the table. Everybody brings their part. And that's
Okay.
what makes us function as a whole.
Yeah, and we're all cool enough that if we do step on each other's toes, we're not fucking animals about it.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, okay, I get that. I'll try it. You know what I mean? And if it's like, yeah, this is why it doesn't work, or whatever. Like I write guitar riffs. I've been playing guitar just as long as I've been doing it. I've been playing guitar since I was like 11, and I have riffs. I got riffs, Randy. Okay.
Listen,
He's got them.
We're about to talk about. No, I'm joking. But fucking, and I brought them to band practice before and stuff, and actually they're pretty cool. We started working on like one of them and stuff, and then the tubes blew out in his Marshall, so he's like, "Oh, I gotta get this fixed," and we just kind of never revisited it. But recently, I've been getting into, not getting into slide, but trying to write more slide stuff, slide guitar. For the band too, to incorporate that, and it might just be on a couple songs, and I'll put the guitar down. You know what I mean? Like we want to try different things, because if we have the ability to put a little slide guitar into it, or a little bit of lead on a song or two, fine. Same thing with the harmonica. I also play the flute. I play fucking piano, a xylophone, you name it. Fucking I'll play
holy
it.
shit.
You name it, I'll fucking play it. And every once in a while, I bring some of these things to practice, and it doesn't fit. It just, the way I play something just does not work with the shit, so I don't bring it again. So I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and this goes back to what we were getting at earlier. Was these two, they have a catalog of songs that shit we still haven't even heard yet, because they're
So
waiting.
many.
We'll get
Yeah,
through
we
the
try
next
not to
song.
bombard.
Yeah, we don't overload them, dude.
And it's really cool because Randy, like you said, they'll be playing a riff while I'm setting up. First thing I do is I get my computer going, I start recording. Then I get all my other shit set up and everything in the beginning of practice, And while I'm doing that, he'll just start jamming something. And, it's a 50-50 shot in my ear, whether it's an old Sepultura tune I didn't hear before or something, or if it's Randy's. I don't fucking know. It's like, and they say if it sounds really good, I'm like, please tell me that's yours. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's old school, blah, blah. It was from this one time with blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're going to use that. I
And
want to
sometimes if he's got that reaction, that might take precedence over other crap we were working on too, because then it's like it just writes itself.
Oh yeah,
and then I look
get
at him
it.
like, I have lyrics for that, because sometimes those notes and what he's playing is what I had in my head when I was writing lyrics 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I know what song I'm going to fucking do. You know what I mean? I bring it to the mic, and all of a sudden say, oh, we got a new song today. Done.
That's how
And-
Underwire came about. That was like
That one was written right there.
That was like
right?
one session in like 30 minutes. That whole song was done.
Holy shit.
And Randy started playing it. We played along, and Lucas is like, "Wait a minute." 20 minutes later, we had the whole song down.
Damn, that's
And
cool.
that
I'm gonna hire you for my band.
Right?
No, just to write. Just right.
Just right, yeah. Hey man, that's fine. Like we'll work on that.
Oh my
I'll
God,
discuss with
man.
these guys first, though, of course. You know,
That is insane. That's crazy.
We
cool.
will take a cut
it's so nice to do.
to loan him out.
So you guys have your own Facebook page. You have videos I see on there, pictures and everything.
When's the first album coming out?
Oh hell, I don't know.
Sorry,
Hopefully this year.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm used to you just interrupting me. It's all right.
What a dick.
I know.
I am,
dare you.
I am a dick, and I'm proud of it. Oh, wait. How'd that go by Dennis Leary? I'm an asshole,
Oh, I love that song.
and I'm proud of it.
I fucking love that song. Sorry, I was obsessed with that song when I was a little kid.
So, yeah, when-
I mememorized it. My dad, he'd be like, "Don't say that. You're not supposed." And he'd laugh the whole time while I'm singing the entire song.
Of course.
And I was like, fucking, I don't even know how fucking old I was. Shit, at that time, maybe fucking 9, 10. And I'm sitting there
Perfect age.
singing the entire thing, you know.
Be drinking bourbon by then.
I know, right?
So yeah, first album. What are we looking at for that?
You got a time frame or goal, or just kind of winging it?
So we're literally working on our 10th song right now.
Something like that, yeah.
Something, yeah, somewhere in there. 10th, 11th.
Yeah, and we have you know, some that are a little farther along than others. So we're
We got-
working on a
yeah.
couple
Probably
different
another
songs.
10 that are unfinished.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Shit, you got 2 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
these
Son of a
days-
bitch.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with Riffmaster.
Well, like today, like I pulled out one that me and Owen hadn't played in a long time.
Oh my god, it was great,
It was
dude.
two.
And actually, possibly 3, because that one, you
It
had
was
another
really
one.
good.
Man.
And it was like, I heard it and I'm just like, fuck, man. I'm like, it was like, I was like, what was that one?
I was like, well, you'd be like the fourth
He's like,
person
oh,
to
this
write
is
lyrics
old.
for it, but we
care
never
if
played
it's
it in the
used for it,
studio.
still tickles my
I was
fucking
like-
peenie.
But at the end of the day, if they're my riffs, they're my riffs, right? So
Yeah, right.
I just,
Yeah.
I just keep them with me. If the other guys don't play with me no more, that stuff still comes with me. So
Right,
it's like-
exactly.
So, but he heard it. He was like, "Yes, oh my god." He's like, "Yes," and then I was like, "Yeah, I thought."
Yeah, already started.
Because we just stopped
churning
playing
in
that
my
one.
head.
That was the first song me and Owen ever jammed together. And
No shit.
Our last band's kind of
That
used
old.
that song, but we never played it in that new
Yeah,
tuning.
it's like 7,
so like we
8
played it in that
years
tuning
old.
today, and it changed the whole vibe of it.
Oh, so awesome.
And kind of slowed it down a little, and we're gonna rewrite. We had a different part in the middle of that song that like we were just jamming on it differently today. So I'm sure once we all start working on it, it will evolve some more yet. But and then I remembered another one, and it was like, oh, let's play this. And then Owen remembers his drums. And then Lucas is like, you got fucking another song? I was like, yeah, we used to play this one too.
Oh my god,
it's just
man.
kinda,
Yeah.
so,
Well, there you have it. I mean, we're definitely going to show up when you guys are playing in Piatone Bowl, because that would be really awesome to see, I think. And
I'm gonna jump on stage and like I'm gonna kick him in the shin, jump
I'm
on
just gonna
his
sit
shoulders.
on you and watch you breathe.
so stay tuned in March and join them at Piatone Bowl, and it'll be an interesting night. And then we'll also keep an eye out for Barn Burner as well, and you know,
Hopefully.
the other, I'm
Hopefully
hoping
that
too
will be back
for
this year.
other shows coming up. And I want to thank you guys so much for coming in. And
Yeah, thanks for having
yep,
us.
thanks for
yeah.
having us.
Oh, it's been
anything
great.
else you want to touch base with real quick?
Well, that's Wolfdozer. You guys have a website?
Do we have one?
The
Not
Facebook.
yet.
Just the Facebook?
Yeah, we want to work on it because we have we got merch, you know, and
Yeah.
I'd like to set up a good site, something simple, but yeah, we have a few different T-shirts now. Ones that I make at home, and then there's other ones that we had made, and then we're getting together patches,
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
stickers.
We have stickers.
I love
Yeah,
stickers.
so it's coming together, but you know, it's like you sure and it's slow and steady wins
Yep,
the race.
that's
We're
right.
just, you know, and that was another thing I was gonna say is like for the first year of our band, we weren't ready for shows.
Yeah.
We were waiting
Yeah.
until we got show ready. We had enough time, you know, on stage where it's like we could play full shows. But we took our time, and we ran. You know, we out the gate we just started fucking putting songs together and writing songs, and almost every practice it seems we're getting a new song down, a
Yeah.
new song down, a new song down,
Yep.
and it's like yeah, fast growing.
We try to practice once a week for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, okay.
and then, like, especially like with him recording everything, if it's like, hey guys, I'm out of town next weekend, or hey, the next 2 weekends I'm not available, or if our schedules don't line up, he has the songs on him at home to where he could sit and start putting his melodies and lyrics in there.
Go over
and then
it.
next practice, when we finally do get back together, we'll hurry up and run through our set, and that's the first thing we're going to touch.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
start polishing it and working on it. And, oh, that didn't work. Well, let's try this. And then they just kind of grow from there. There's always just a little bit of forward progress, no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Definitely check them out on Facebook. Wolfdozer, awesome band.
We will share the link.
Piatone Bowl, March 7th.
With our friends F and Epic, and soon to be new friends, New Species.
Oh, yeah, a couple other bands.
There are two other bands
There
playing
you
with us
go.
at the
I'm
bowling
so
alley.
selfish. I always forget.
Thanks
See
for
Wolfdozer.
joining. And stay tuned for the next segment on the Cat Shack.